Well, guys, let's talk about Blink. So even for people who don't know much about Doctor Who, they know about this episode. This was Stephen Moffat's third episode of Doctor Who, or third story, I guess, if you counted two total. And I think it's like one of the most cleverest things Doctor Who has ever done, you know? It's the whole concept. I feel like it's never been done before. It's also one of the most scariest, kind of creepiest villains, you know? It's right up there with, the Weeping Angels, in this episode at least, is right up there with the Family of Blood and the Impossible Planet for, like, creepiest episodes of the show. But yeah, this just shows that, like, all of the Moffat episodes from the Russell era and the majority of his from his own era are just masterpieces. I don't get why a lot of people hate on Moffat. I think he's a competent showrunner, great writer. He's awesome. I think one of the standout scenes is when Sally Sparrow is talking to the doctor through a DVD. She's not really talking to him, but he knows what she's going to say because the other guy's writing it down. That's just so clever. The way this episode works with time travel. For a show about time travel, Doctor Who doesn't often have episodes centered around time travel. So when they do, it's really interesting. And I think this is probably the most effective use of time travel Doctor Who has ever done. In this episode, it pulls you in from the beginning, and it keeps ramping up, high, making the stakes higher and higher with each person getting sent back. And the final 15 minutes are just so intense when they're like, the TARDIS is going away, and they're worried about it, and they're running from the angels. It's just the crazy, like, last 15 minutes of the episode. It's just insane. But I feel like, a part of this episode people don't talk about much is the character of Sally Sparrow. She's a really good character, and the little moments of this episode I think is what most stands out to me. Like my favorite scene is when the detective is like an old man now, and Sally sees him after all these years, but for her it's only been like 20 minutes, and she's like, he talks about all the life he's had, and what a life he's had, and she just says, "I'll stay with you till you go," because he's on his deathbed, and she's staying with him until the rain stops and he's dying. That's just a really sweet moment, like Moffat is really good because, yes, he has a good plot, but he also has those little moments throughout the episode that connect you more to the characters and you start to empathize with them more, which is something I feel like Chibnall can never do. Chibnall's just plot point, plot point, plot point, plot point, but he never takes time to really develop these side characters as much. So yeah, much better Doctor Light episode than last year's, which is horrible. This one is really good, like because we see it from an outsider's perspective. It's really interesting that way. Like Sally Sparrow never met the Doctor before, she's never gonna meet him again. The Doctor probably has like 5 minutes of screen time in this episode, and it's really satisfying at the end when she finally meets him. And I love the whole like progression of her and the guy's like romance throughout the episode. It's nice, and how her able to give it to him makes the whole plot happen, but it also lets her finally move on from this experience. So Moffat's just really good at characters, guys. He's really good at characters. I can't wait till I get to his era. As much as I love the Russell era, I love the Moffat era too. Everybody's like, who do you like better, Moffat or Russell? I like both of them. I think they're both awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Blink. I haven't said anything that hasn't already been said. It's probably one of the most talked about episodes of the entire series. So let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. Um, yeah, do you think the Weeping Angels haven't been used effectively since? I disagree with that. Like, I think every Matt Smith episode with the Angels is pretty good. The only Angel episode, the only time the Angels haven't been used effectively is Flux, but that's Chris Chibnall. So what do you expect? So yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday for my review of the three-part finale of Series 3, which is Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords, which will see the triumphant return of Captain Jack. But, it hasn't been that long for me because I've also been watching Torchwood recently. But until then, I also post videos on Sherlock Holmes, The Hobbit, Better Call Saul, and This Is Us. So subscribe below if you want to see any of those. And until then, peace.